Hear, hear.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. It's my pleasure to rise again today to speak in support of throne speech that was delivered to us last week. Mr. Speaker, the throne speech laid out a strong vision for our government to inspire hope and optimism across our province. After several difficult years, we are ready to move forward beyond the pandemic and into the next great chapter of our province's story. People are moving to Saskatchewan because they see the great potential we offer. Our province grew by nearly 6,500 people in the second quarter of this year. This is the largest quarterly increase in population ever recorded. Saskatchewan is on track to reach 1.2 million people before the end of 2022. This is a 20% increase of nearly 200,000 people since our government took office in 2007.
Hear, hear.
With lower taxes and massive red tape reduction, Saskatchewan continues to be a global destination for workers, investors, entrepreneurs, innovators, and families. Our economy isn't just growing, it's thriving. As our Premier has stated, we have everything the world needs. With our government's commitment to removing barriers to unlock Saskatchewan's incredible economic potential, I see great advancement in our horizon. Mr. Speaker, our province is realizing growth in the potash industry, the oil and gas sector, as well as mining. Through a surge of capital investment that has flowed into our province, Saskatchewan's recovery plan is creating high-paying jobs in every corner of our province, including rural, remote, and Indigenous communities. These investments include a new potash mine, 3 canola crushing plants, and the expansion of an existing plant, Canada's first wheat straw pulp facility, a urea fertilizer plant, an oriented strand board mill, the revitalizing of the Prince Albert pulp mill, expanding and upgrading sawmills, and a new cedar manufacturing facility. To achieve continued growth and prosperity, our province depends on its production for export to the rest of the world. As one of the world's top exporters, Saskatchewan ships almost 70% of what we produce to international customers. We now have international trade offices in Mexico, the United Kingdom, the United Arab Emirates, India, Singapore, China, Vietnam, and Japan, all open to help connect Saskatchewan businesses with customers and to attract new investment into our province. We will soon be adding a new trade office in Germany, which boasts the 4th largest economy in the world and is a major manufacturing capital. Mr. Speaker, the Saskatchewan people sent this government to get the job done, and that's exactly what we are doing. Yeah. Our province has the lowest unemployment rate in Canada. It's been a tough few years, but we have endured. Our economy is rebounding, our finances are in good shape, and I am confident that Saskatchewan's best days are certainly yet to come. The throne speech highlighted some remarkable objectives outlined in our growth plan. These include the creation of 100,000 new jobs, increasing the value of our exports by 50%, and the investment of $30 billion into the province's infrastructure, all by 2030. I'm so proud to be able to speak in support of these incredible goals, Mr. Speaker. We have learned over the last few years that we must ensure that our healthcare system is strong and resilient for any future crisis. I am reassured in knowing that our government is investing to expand capacity in our healthcare system, including the recently announced Health and Human Resources Action Plan that was outlined in the throne speech. This plan's addition of over 1,000 healthcare professionals into Saskatchewan's healthcare system will focus on staffing hard-to-recruit positions in rural and remote areas through accelerated training and recruiting workers internationally, with a focus on the Philippines. This plan includes a recruitment mission to the Philippines this fall to promote healthcare opportunities in Saskatchewan, a new incentive program providing up to $50,000 to healthcare workers for hard-to-recruit positions, the creation of 100 new permanent full-time positions across the province, and the conversion of 150 existing part-time positions to full-time permanent positions in rural and remote areas. Further, our government is making major investments to increasing surgical capacities and addressing backlog across Saskatchewan, including a new inpatient joint replacement facility in Regina, expected to begin operations by the end of 2023. Work is also underway on new urgent care centers in both Regina and Saskatoon. These urgent care centers will reduce wait times at emergency rooms by providing alternative care for illnesses or injuries not considered life-threatening but requiring immediate attention. They will also include care for those with mental health or addictions issues. These initiatives help ease the burden on our system and deliver high-quality patient care to every person that needs it. Mr. Speaker, to continue to promote a healthier Saskatchewan, we are now providing coverage of the drug Trikafta. It's considered a great innovation in the care of cystic fibrosis patients. My daughter Indu's friend in Victoria, who suffered from this disease, which causes thick mucus in lungs and digestive system, was a strong advocate to get this drug approved by the BC government, who does not cover this medication. Sadly, she is no longer with us. Indu was thrilled when she learned that our government is providing this coverage. Mr. Speaker, we are also supporting a new overdose awareness and prevention campaign and are planning for new hospital projects to continue in both Prince Albert and Weyburn, on new long-term care facilities in Grenfell and La Ronge, and on replacement long-term care facilities in Watson and Estevan. Our government will also be pursuing further opportunities to increase the number of addictions, treatment, and detox spaces, including partnerships with charitable organizations and third-party providers with the goal of adding another 150 treatment spaces over the next 3 years. Mr. Speaker, I believe that there is no higher duty of government than protecting its people. The throne speech highlighted our government's commitment to do so by adding 60 new police positions and another 11 civilian positions to support new law enforcement initiatives, and will create a new provincial protective services unit. Our expansion of the warrant enforcement and suppression team will enhance our ability to target dangerous offenders with outstanding warrants. And by enacting amendments to our province's trespass laws, we will shift the onus of responsibility from rural landowners to individuals seeking to access their property, which was effective January 1st of this year. Our government also intends to establish a Saskatchewan Marshals Service. The service will support the Saskatchewan RCMP and other police forces in the province to enhance law enforcement across Saskatchewan. These are some of the ways our government plans to carry out this duty. Mr. Speaker, our government is determined to build a stronger, more independent Saskatchewan. To accomplish this, Saskatchewan has taken control of our firearms program with the appointment of the first provincial chief firearms officer. Our government is also committed to being a full participant in expected negotiations to achieve meaningful reform equalization. The throne speech also reiterates our commitment to focus on greater provincial autonomy. Through the introduction of the Saskatchewan First Act, we will clearly define the province's position of absolute jurisdiction over our natural resources and economic future. This act will be followed by an amendment to the province's constitution outlining our exclusive jurisdiction. We will be creating our new provincial protective services and an additional 60 new police positions. We will be considering other options as well to ensure law enforcement is more effective and responsive, including a provincial police force to complement the services provided by municipal police and RCMP. Our government will introduce legislation that would allow the province to collect its own corporate income tax. We also seek to maintain greater control by signing the Saskatchewan-Canada Immigration Accord and sending it to the federal government for ratification, with the aim to give our province authority over immigration. This accord will help address gaps in our labour market and to meet our economic needs. Mr. Speaker, this throne speech also highlighted something that impacts every person in Saskatchewan, and that is to make life more affordable. We have announced a 4-point affordability plan. This plan will deliver a $500 Saskatchewan affordability tax credit check to everyone aged 18 and older. It will exempt fitness and gym memberships and other activities from the provincial sales tax. The plan will also extend the reduction of the small business tax rate. Lastly, it outlines our goal to pay down up to $1 billion in operating debt, saving our province nearly $50 million a year in interest costs. Our government, in partnership with the federal government, has also reduced childcare fees by an average of 70%, with a goal of reducing it to $10 a day. And eligible residents over 65 and children 14 years old and under receive reduced rates of only $25 per prescription. This is a huge cost savings to most families. Our residents pay the second lowest utility cost in Canada, including power, energy, and phone. We also provide the lowest vehicle insurance in Canada. Our province is the only one to offer the first-time home buyers tax credit for up to $1,050 and the home renovation tax credit, which is up to $2,100 over 2 years. And for recent graduates, Saskatchewan is the only province to offer the graduate retention program, which has benefited over 75,500 graduates so far. We also offer the Saskatchewan Advantage Scholarship for post-secondary students with up to maximum of $3,000. Last year, SGI gave a rebate of almost $400 per vehicle, and this year gave a $100 rebate for every vehicle registered as of March 9, 2022. Mr. Speaker, the speech also reiterates our commitment to education. We will help support both teachers and students with the creation of 200 new educational assistant positions in school classrooms. We will also continue work on new schools in 8 different cities and another 16 school projects across the province. The creation of a new centralized online learning model will ensure all students can enroll in any course offered in the province, regardless of where they live, and to allow students to study Indigenous languages. We will be providing funding for the Dene Teacher Education Program at the First Nations University of Canada and for scholarships to attend. I am so thankful to live in such an inclusive province. Saskatchewan has such a rich heritage of welcoming everyone from everywhere and working together to make it better for all. This fall, we gathered at Mosaic Stadium to celebrate Miyawasotin Day, surrounded by children, our future leaders from across the province. It was impossible not to feel the coming together of all our people, healing the past and looking forward to a brighter future. Mr. Speaker, at the Regina Fire Protection Services Fire Op training this September, I was so surprised to learn how easily the jaws of life can rip open a car to save passengers inside. We had been given the option to be an observer or a participant. Not foreseeing that this would be such a warm fall day, I chose to suit up in a heavy protective gear with oversized boots, tank on the back, rubber mask and helmet to then run trying to extinguish fires and save lives. Perhaps not the smartest choice on such a hot day, as I was melting and trying not to pass out from heat exhaustion. I have always admired the work of first responders, but this gave me an even higher level of respect for the firefighters who not only put up with uncomfortable uniforms, but put their lives on line to protect others every day. Mr. Speaker, I was honored to bring congratulatory greetings to Sterling Truck and Trailer Sales on their 50th anniversary in the business. I am so glad to represent constituents like the Hornoy family who have worked so hard over the decades creating employment and building our economy. On the 75th anniversary of India's independence this summer, it was so good to see so many people from all religions and cultural backgrounds attend the celebrations. Mr. Speaker, our government has brought focus onto average families and is making sure we fulfill our commitment to secure employment and the economy. I believe that was evident in the speech right from the start. While the pandemic disrupted many of our plans, it's clear that our province has persevered and is back on a path of normality, balance, and prosperity. Saskatchewan's nation-leading economic recovery, highlighted in the throne speech, can be felt in every corner of our province, including in a capital city constituency like mine, where families are going back to work and enjoying their communities after these challenging years. Our government's commitment to fiscal responsibility has allowed us to continue to look after the interests of Saskatchewan residents, not just today, but into the future. Mr. Speaker, infrastructure connects households across our province to higher quality opportunities for employment, healthcare, and education. Clean energy and efficient highways can reduce greenhouse gases. This same economic logic applies to telecommunication networks, water systems, as well as energy production and distribution. Our government is currently on track to meet our growth plan goal to improve 10,000 kilometers of highways by 2030. We are also the first province in Canada to officially mark treaty boundaries along major highways. To stay connected in an equally important way, Saskatchewan people need to have access to advanced internet services, for which our government has directed SaskTel to double its investment in the Rural Fiber Initiative, which will bring fiber optic internet service to more than 110,000 residents and businesses in 131 rural communities by March 2025. Once completed, approximately 80% of homes in Saskatchewan will be reached by the Infinet network. Mr. Speaker, to power our province, we are expanding our renewable energy at a lightning pace. In addition to the current 680 megawatt of wind and solar generation, SaskPower will be adding another 330 megawatts in development. SaskPower also continues to expand its natural gas power generating capacity and is planning for the potential development and deployment of small modular nuclear reactors by 2029. In conclusion, Mr. Speaker, we as a government are committed to unlocking Saskatchewan's potential. I believe the throne speech delivered last week outlined a robust plan on exactly how we will achieve this. Thank you, Mr. Speaker.